England, a small island nation with a history as vast and deep as the oceans that surround it. From ancient tribes to a global superpower, England's story is one of transformation, resilience, and enduring influence. Over millennia, waves of invaders and settlers have shaped its culture, language, and destiny. This essay embarks on a journey through time, exploring the pivotal periods and events that have shaped England into the nation it is today. Prepare to encounter Celtic warriors, Roman legions, Viking raiders, and Norman conquerors. Witness the rise of kings and queens, the clash of faith and reason, and the birth of democracy and industrial might. Through it all, we will trace the threads of continuity and change that weave together the tapestry of English history. From the mists of prehistory to the digital age, England's story is a testament to the enduring power of human ambition, ingenuity, and the ever-evolving relationship between a nation and its past. Join us as we delve into the rich and complex history of England, a land forever marked by the footsteps of those who came before. Centuries before the arrival of the Romans, the island of Great Britain was inhabited by Celtic tribes. These tribes were a collection of diverse groups, each with their own unique customs and traditions, yet they shared a common language and cultural heritage. These skilled warriors and farmers left their mark on the land in the form of hill forts, burial mounds, and enigmatic monuments like Stonehenge. These structures were not just functional, but also held significant cultural and spiritual importance, reflecting the Celts' deep connection to their environment and their ancestors. Their society was steeped in oral tradition, with Druids holding significant religious and political power. The Druids were the keepers of knowledge, responsible for education, legal matters, and religious ceremonies. They played a crucial role in maintaining the social order and passing down the collective wisdom of the tribes. In 55 BC, Julius Caesar led the first Roman expeditions to Britain, but it was not until 43 AD under Emperor Claudius that a full-scale invasion commenced. The initial encounters were marked by fierce resistance from the Celtic tribes, who fought valiantly to defend their homeland. The Roman legions, with their superior military technology and discipline, gradually subdued the Celtic tribes, incorporating much of Britain into the Roman Empire. The conquest was a slow and arduous process, involving numerous battles and strategic alliances with local chieftains. Roman rule brought about significant changes to Britain. The introduction of Roman architecture, engineering, and urban planning transformed the landscape, creating a network of roads, towns, and villas that facilitated trade and communication. Roads, towns, and villas were built, transforming the landscape and introducing Roman law, culture, and engineering. The Roman influence extended to various aspects of daily life, including language, cuisine, and fashion, blending with the existing Celtic traditions to create a unique Romano-British culture. The city of Londinium, present-day London, was founded as a major trading centre. Its strategic location on the River Thames made it a bustling hub of commerce, attracting merchants and settlers from across the Roman Empire. The Romans also introduced Christianity to Britain, planting seeds that would later flourish. Early Christian communities began to emerge, and over time, the new faith spread, leaving a lasting impact on the spiritual landscape of the island. For nearly 4 centuries, Roman Britain enjoyed relative peace and prosperity. The stability provided by Roman governance allowed for economic growth, cultural exchange, and the development of infrastructure that would endure for centuries. However, by the 5th century AD, the Roman Empire was in decline, and its legions were withdrawn from Britain to defend Rome itself. The departure of the Roman military left a power vacuum, leading to a period of uncertainty and vulnerability. This left the Romano-British population vulnerable to new threats from the north, marking the end of Roman rule and the dawn of a new era. The subsequent invasions by Saxons, Angles, and other groups would reshape the cultural and political landscape of Britain, setting the stage for the emergence of medieval England. With the Roman legions gone, Britain was left vulnerable to invaders. The once mighty Roman Empire, which had provided protection and stability, was now a distant memory. The local Britons, who had grown accustomed to Roman rule, found themselves defenseless against new threats. From across the North Sea came Germanic tribes, the Angles, Saxons and Jutes, seeking new lands to settle. These tribes were driven by a combination of overpopulation, the lure of fertile lands and the promise of new opportunities. Their journey was perilous, but the rewards were great. These fierce warriors established kingdoms across England, gradually pushing the native Britons westward. The battles were brutal, and the landscape of Britain was forever changed. The Anglo-Saxons carved out territories, each ruled by their own chieftains and kings. The Anglo-Saxons brought with them their own languages, customs, and beliefs. Their pagan rituals, warrior ethos, and social structures began to take root in their new homeland. They built wooden halls, worshipped their gods, and celebrated their victories with feasts and songs. Over time, their dialects merged, giving rise to the English language. This linguistic evolution was influenced by the interactions between different tribes and the native Britons. The result was a rich tapestry of words and expressions that would form the foundation of modern English. They were skilled craftsmen, farmers and seafarers, establishing a new social order based on kinship and warrior culture. Their craftsmanship can still be seen in the intricate jewelry, weapons and tools they left behind. Their farming techniques improved agricultural productivity, and their seafaring skills opened up new trade routes. This period saw the rise of powerful Anglo-Saxon kingdoms like Wessex, Mercia and Northumbria. These kingdoms were often at war with each other, vying for dominance and control. The political landscape was constantly shifting, with alliances being made and broken. In the 8th century, a new threat emerged from the sea, the Vikings. These Norsemen, known for their ferocity and seafaring prowess, began to raid the coasts of England. Their longships allowed them to strike quickly and retreat before any organized defense could be mounted. Hailing from Scandinavia, these fierce raiders and traders plundered coastal settlements and monasteries, striking fear into the hearts of the Anglo-Saxons. The monasteries, rich with treasures and poorly defended, were prime targets. The Viking raids were relentless, causing widespread devastation and panic. Yet the Vikings also engaged in trade and settled in parts of England, leaving a lasting impact on the language, culture, and even the gene pool. Their presence led to a cultural exchange that enriched both societies. The Vikings introduced new technologies, art forms, and even words that became part of the English language. One Anglo-Saxon king, Alfred the Great of Wessex, emerged as a symbol of resistance against the Vikings. His leadership and military strategies were crucial in defending his kingdom. Alfred's resilience and tactical acumen earned him a legendary status among his people. He rallied his forces, fortified his kingdom, and promoted education and literacy. Alfred believed that knowledge was power, and he encouraged the translation of important texts into English. He also established fortified towns known as burhs to protect against Viking attacks. Alfred's reign laid the foundation for a unified England, paving the way for future monarchs to consolidate their power. His vision of a united and educated kingdom set the stage for the eventual unification of England under a single ruler. The legacy of Alfred the Great endures, as he is remembered as one of the greatest kings in English history. The year 1066 witnessed a seismic shift in English history, the Norman Conquest. This event not only altered the course of the nation's history, but also left an indelible mark on its culture, language, and governance. Duke William of Normandy, claiming the English throne, landed with his army at Pevensey Bay, challenging the rule of the Anglo-Saxon king, Harold Godwinson. This bold move set the stage for a dramatic confrontation that would decide the fate of England. The Battle of Hastings, immortalized in the Bayeux Tapestry, marked a turning point. This fierce battle, fought on October 14, 1066, saw the Norman forces clashing with the Anglo-Saxon army in a brutal struggle for supremacy. Harold was killed, and William, known as the Conqueror, claimed the English throne. His victory was not just a military triumph, but also a significant political upheaval that reshaped the English monarchy. The Norman Conquest had profound and lasting consequences for England. It brought about a new era of Norman dominance, fundamentally altering the social and political landscape of the country. William, a ruthless and ambitious ruler, implemented a new social order, installing his Norman followers in positions of power. This shift in power dynamics led to the establishment of a feudal system that would define English society for centuries. He ordered the compilation of the Domesday Book, a comprehensive survey of landholdings and resources, to solidify his control over the newly conquered territory. This monumental record provided a detailed account of the land and its value, ensuring efficient taxation and governance. French, the language of the Norman court, became the language of administration and the elite, leaving a lasting impact on English vocabulary and grammar. This linguistic influence can still be seen today in many English words and phrases. The Normans also brought with them their architectural prowess, as evidenced by the construction of imposing castles, cathedrals, and monasteries across England. These structures not only served as fortifications, but also as symbols of Norman authority and cultural influence. The Tower of London, a symbol of Norman might, still stands today as a reminder of this pivotal period. Its imposing presence is a testament to the architectural and military ingenuity of the Normans. The Norman Conquest marked the end of Anglo-Saxon rule and ushered in an era of profound cultural, political, and social transformation. This period of change laid the foundations for the modern English state, influencing its development for generations to come.